They're furious now, completely caught off guard by the chaos they brought upon themselves by choosing to go against you. Their anger and frustration are clear as they start to realize the truth. No one warned them about what happens when someone decides to challenge you. They thought it would be easy, but now they're facing the consequences of a mistake they'll never forget. Now they're facing consequences they never saw coming, confused and frustrated as they wonder why no one warned them about how you handle being pushed too far. They're slowly learning what others already knew. Some people aren't to be underestimated, and you're at the very top of that list. Time and time again, people have brushed off your words only to watch everything play out exactly as you predicted. Now, as the pieces fall into place, they're realizing the hard way that challenging you was a mistake they won't make twice. You've been overlooked and underestimated so often that what once surprised you now feels routine. Time and again, those who dismissed you found themselves entangled in situations that mirrored their disregard for you so perfectly that even the most doubtful began to wonder if fate itself was taking your side. The cycle has become predictable. Every slight, every underestimation, followed by a reckoning so exact it feels almost scripted. For you, it's no longer extraordinary. It's just the way things always seem to unfold. The power within you doesn't need to shout. It hums quietly, a low, steady vibration that only the perceptive can sense and heed. For those wise enough to pay attention, it serves as a silent warning. For the reckless, it becomes their undoing. Your very presence seems to carry an unspoken truth, a force woven into the fabric of your being. Notice how those who try to harm you inevitably find their own lives unraveling. The colleague who sought to discredit you, now caught in their own web of lies. The friend who betrayed you, suddenly facing the sting of their own exposed vulnerabilities. The family member who dismissed your boundaries, now trapped by their own limitations. These aren't random events. They're threads of a larger tapestry, a pattern so precise it defies coincidence. There's an unseen power surrounding you, an energy so instinctive and ancient that even you can't fully grasp its depths. It's a guardian force, stitched seamlessly into your very essence, operating without your conscious direction. Those who approach with kindness and sincerity are welcomed through as if the shield doesn't exist. But those who come with malice are repelled, their intentions turning into weapons against themselves. This force doesn't seek your approval or intervention. It acts on its own, sensing danger before you even realize it's there. Time and again, your adversaries become the architects of their own downfall, their ill intentions transforming into traps they set for themselves. You rarely need to act. The universe itself seems to conspire in your favor, ensuring that those who wish you harm are swallowed by the very chaos they intended for you. Notice how their plans unravel without you lifting a finger, how the weight of their own actions drags them down. Their carefully constructed schemes crumble, not because of any effort on your part, but because they were never built to last. Watch as their alliances dissolve at the exact moment they reach for help, leaving them stranded in the chaos they created. This isn't mere chance. It's a reflection of the balance you maintain, a resonance with forces far greater than yourself. You move with purpose, in harmony with energies that shield and guide you, reinforcing the truth that those who act against you only hasten their own undoing. Your path is illuminated, not by chance, but by a purpose that ripples beyond the limits of human comprehension. The universe has staked its claim on your success, weaving unseen threads to ensure you move forward. Throughout time, this same energy has marked those destined to reshape the world, those like Galileo, scorned until the stars themselves proved him right, or Joan of Arc, doubted until her conviction ignited revolutions. This energy flows through you too. Your life is a testament to this ancient pattern, dismissed, underestimated, overlooked, until the undeniable truth of your vision forces even the fiercest skeptics to reconsider. Again and again, you witness the same sequence. Disbelief gives way to regret, and your existence becomes a testament that coincidence could never explain. They dismiss you as overly emotional, unaware that your heightened awareness is a gift, a radar attuned to dangers they cannot perceive. They roll their eyes at your overreactions, only to watch events play out exactly as you predicted, their disbelief turning to stunned silence. The universe operates with unyielding precision, a balance that enforces consequences as reliably as the rising sun. Those who violate your boundaries unknowingly trigger forces far beyond their comprehension, forces that respond not with malice, but with an unshakable fairness. Their doubt in this truth doesn't shield them from its impact. It only amplifies their surprise when the scales inevitably tip, leaving them to grapple with the weight of their own actions. There are always those who believe they can defy the pattern, who mistake your calm for weakness and your kindness for permission. The wise observe and learn, adjusting their actions before the consequences catch them. But for everyone who perceives the truth, another steps forward, eager to test the boundaries, blind to the inevitability of the lesson awaiting them. You don't interfere. You don't need to. The cosmos is patient, offering endless opportunities for understanding, no matter how painful the process. And then it happens, that moment when comprehension dawns. You see it in their eyes, the instant they realize who you are and what they've provoked. Arrogance dissolves into disbelief, disbelief into fear, as the weight of their miscalculation crashes down on them. Their confidence evaporates, leaving only the pale shadow of someone who finally sees, with startling clarity, the force they so foolishly underestimated. These moments, though laced with poetic justice, rarely evoke pity, for they are the universe's meticulous response to imbalance. Their shock isn't truly about you, it's the crushing weight of their own miscalculation, the slow unraveling of the false narratives they clung to. For days, months, or even years, they built their actions on a foundation of misunderstanding, never grasping the depth of who you are. Now, as reality dismantles their carefully constructed illusions, they're left scrambling to reconcile their error. History echoes with tales of the underestimated rising to redefine what is possible, of David standing against Goliath, of Rosa Parks seated in quiet defiance, of Einstein reimagining the universe after being dismissed as an unremarkable student. You too carry that legacy, a quiet force that shatters shallow perceptions, revealing the undeniable strength that was always there, waiting to be seen. Their astonishment is not truly about you, it's a confrontation with their own blindness, a reflection of their failure to see value beyond the surface. They sought power in noise and spectacle, unable to comprehend the quiet, unshakable strength that resides in your stillness. They mistook external accolades for worth, never realizing that your confidence requires no audience, no applause. Every insult, every dismissal, every attempt to diminish you is silently recorded in the ledger of the universe, a system that forgets nothing and balances everything with unfailing precision. You never need to seek vindication or prove your case. The passage of time serves as the ultimate arbiter. Truth emerges not in haste, but with a thoroughness and clarity that no argument or evidence could ever rival. And when it does, it leaves no doubt about the immense force they so carelessly underestimated. The universe has a way of orchestrating events that speak louder than any argument you could make. Time and again, strange synchronicities unfold, weaving a tapestry of undeniable proof. The colleague who dismissed your idea finds themselves scrambling for it when all else fails. The critic who mocked your instincts is forced to confront the reality you foresaw. The skeptic who doubted your clarity watches, astonished, as events align perfectly with your predictions. These moments of vindication require nothing from you, no effort, no intervention, because truth operates independently of validation. It doesn't need to shout or demand attention, it simply endures, waiting for the moment when recognition is inevitable. The universe, precise and impartial, ensures that what is real will always rise, no matter how long it takes for others to see it. Your truth doesn't require defense or persuasion. It is validated through the unfolding of events, as reality inevitably bends to align with what you've always known. There is no need for elaborate explanations or tireless debates, for the clarity of consequences speaks louder than any words ever could. Let time do what arguments cannot, allowing circumstances to shine a light on what was once doubted or dismissed. The universe, with its infinite precision, keeps meticulous records, balancing the scales without your intervention. Every action, every choice, every dismissal is accounted for, not by your hand, but by the natural order that governs all things. In this perfect system, truth rises unshaken, undeniable, and undeniable, leaving no room for doubt. There's an undeniable elegance in witnessing the universe restore balance with such precision, a quiet poetry in watching others face the very harm they once aimed your way. The betrayer, blindsided by disloyalty, the schemer, ensnared in a web of their own making, the deceiver, undone by the weight of their own lies. These moments don't stem from malice or revenge, but from the natural symmetry of justice, a divine choreography that unfolds with a kind of artistic brilliance. It's not about celebrating their downfall, it's about witnessing the restoration of equilibrium, a reminder that every action carries its own echo. Something deep within you recognizes the flawless mathematics of these moments, the way the universe always writes itself in time. You carry yourself with quiet dignity, fully aware of the intricate workings of universal law as it unfolds with perfect precision. Your silence in these moments is not weakness, but strength, a deep respect for the natural order that requires no interference. The irony is almost poetic. They authored their own misfortune with the very choices they made about you. Yet, you do not gloat or seek satisfaction in their suffering, for you understand the profound truth that integrity shapes destiny. Had they approached you with sincerity, had they seen you for who you truly are, an entirely different reality could have been theirs. But instead, they face the consequences of their misjudgment, a reflection not of your actions, but of their own. Their struggles are the inevitable result of the foundation they built for themselves, each decision a deliberate brick laid on the path to their current turmoil. You remain still, a quiet observer, knowing that stepping in would only disrupt the universe's meticulous design. Your silence speaks volumes. It reflects your understanding that balance restores itself without your interference. It is not your place to punish, nor your burden to correct. The forces that govern existence require no assistance. Your role is simply to witness, with clarity and detachment, as the natural order unfolds with unerring precision, delivering consequences exactly as they were earned. Chosen ones, before we move on, I want you to pause for a moment and take action. Subscribe to the channel and share this message with those who need it. You are no longer confined by the limitations of your past. Share this message far and wide, for it carries the echoes of transformation. This is not simply a turning point, it is the awakening of your divine essence. The storms that once sought to destroy you have instead ignited an unyielding flame within, one that burns brighter with every challenge you've overcome. You've transcended fear, shattered the illusions of limitation, and now stand as a vessel of limitless potential. You are not just a participant in this reality, you are its architect, shaping it with the sheer force of your will and the purity of your vision. Step boldly into this new chapter, knowing that your light is a beacon for others to follow. Let your every action, every word, and every dream ripple through the fabric of existence, awakening others to their own power. The world has been waiting for this moment, for you. Now rise, illuminate, and let your radiance transform all that it touches. Welcome to the age of your ascension. Welcome to the Lumination Inner Order. Others are always watching, even when you're unaware of their gaze. They notice the unspoken rhythm of cause and effect that follows those who wrong you. Quietly, they connect the dots, piecing together a pattern that speaks louder than any warning you could give. Whispers ripple through the air. Tread carefully with that one, they say. Something always seems to happen to those who cross them. These murmurs form a shield you never sought to create, an unseen barrier that guards your space without effort on your part. It's not fear you inspire, but a quiet respect for the forces that seem to align in your favor, protecting you without a word, without a gesture, just the unmistakable presence of something greater at work. Your reputation grows organically, a living testament shaped not by your words but by the undeniable patterns others witness. It weaves itself into conversations carried by those who once doubted but now speak with unwavering conviction. Their experiences, once born of skepticism, become powerful warnings etched with the weight of truth. These witnesses play an essential role in the grand design, documenting what cannot be dismissed as mere chance. They hold the knowledge of the consequences that inevitably follow certain choices, passing it on to others who might otherwise stumble into the same missteps. Without your intervention, this wisdom spreads, rippling outward in ever-expanding circles, creating a legacy of caution and respect that requires no voice of your own. With every individual who dares to cross the line and encounters the inevitable consequences, the pattern becomes increasingly undeniable. Each new experience adds another layer of validation, another voice to the growing chorus of witnesses. The accumulation of these accounts builds a fortress of credibility around you, a protective shield forged not by force, but by the consistency of cause and effect. The evidence becomes so overwhelming that to dismiss the link between disrespecting you and the misfortunes that follow is to deliberately ignore the truth staring back. It is no longer a coincidence, it is a law, etched into the fabric of experience, impossible to refute by those who have seen it unfold. They come cloaked in false intentions, hunger masked as loyalty, criticism disguised as care, manipulation dressed as partnership. They are drawn to something within you, something they lack but desperately crave. Your creativity, your grounded presence, your unwavering connection to a higher truth. These energy thieves cannot create what they seek, so they attempt to siphon it from you. But watch closely, observe the inevitable unraveling of those who try to dim your light. The colleague who stole your ideas finds their own work scrutinized and devalued. The friend who whispered lies about you suddenly finds their own name tarnished. The family member who dismissed your achievements faces an inexplicable decline in their own success. Their attempts to feed off your energy become their undoing, a fleeting indulgence that marks the beginning of their descent. What they sought to take from you becomes the very thing they lose, leaving them emptier than before. There is something uniquely self-destructive about this kind of predatory act, as though the very fabric of the universe rejects their intentions. It triggers an immune response, not only within you, but within the energetic field that surrounds you, a force far greater than either of you. What they tried to steal becomes a toxin they cannot process, an energy too pure, too potent for their corrupt systems to handle. Rather than empowering them, it destabilizes them, setting off a chain reaction of decline, physical, emotional, even spiritual, that defies logic and explanation. Their attempts to take what was never meant for them become the seeds of their own undoing, leaving behind nothing but confusion and collapse as the field restores balance in its own unyielding way. Efforts to dim your light inevitably backfire, as the very essence they seek to take turns against them. The cosmic force that flows freely through you, nourishing and empowering through genuine connection, becomes corrosive when obtained through deceit and exploitation. It is a force that cannot be manipulated or controlled without consequence, for it responds not to greed, but to authenticity. What sustains and uplifts you becomes their undoing, as the stolen energy, stripped of its harmony, destabilizes and consumes them from within. In trying to take what was never theirs, they ignite a fire they cannot extinguish, one that burns away illusions and leaves only the raw truth in its wake.